told you, this is a consortium of several universities. And it was founded 15 years ago as a way of transforming a local Italian university into an international program. And was set up to, it's a mix of teaching and research. So, I will just to present Venice International University and then to move on and to talk about design and the evolution of design from not a strictly design perspective. I'm an economist, so I'm not a designer trained, but I'm looking towards design as an important asset for innovation and for producing economic value. So just some, I don't know if you can see them, but I will explain in a minute. Probably you see some billboards walking here. These billboards were made with a group of artists to describe what VIU is. So VIU is a place where you can have advanced training, is a place where you can do research. And so we asked a group of photographers, artists to come here, to stay here for 1 month, and to make some shots in order to present ourselves. So we have also a small book that we're going to present you. And these are hanged on the walls of the island, and where we have our teaching and our training. So VIU has two main assets, two main areas. One is the undergraduate training. So each of the universities that you saw in the, it's not important at this point. Each university that you see at the beginning, so there are the two local universities. One is Ca' Foscari, that is specialized in economics and Chinese. We have a very important Chinese center here. And you have architecture. Then all the other international universities, they can send students here for a semester and professors. So it's like I don't know if you are, it's kind of an international program where all the students can come from this university that are part of the consortium and come here for a semester or more, a maximum 1 year. And so they can have classes here related to what the professors coming from all the university that are part of the consortium, they can come here and teach. So we don't have just a resident faculty, but we have like a faculty that is formed from the people, from the professors that are in different universities. That is the undergraduate program that was the first program that was built here. It was the beginning of the history of the IU. It was 15 years ago. Then after that, two main areas were developed. One was advanced training, so training for a postgraduate program and training for managers, for advanced managers, and for civil servants especially. That one is specialized especially in sustainable development. We have a very important big program here that is supported by the Ministry of Environment, the Italian Ministry of Environment, and is related with an important exchange with China. So as I told you, we have been training 80,000 Chinese people that they came here in a group of 50 people each and every time. So they stay here for 1 month, so we teach them sustainable development. This thing has been going on in the last 8 years. So that's a very important part of it. The second part is research. We have two main research areas. One is related to small and medium firms, industrial districts, new technology. That was the area that Lorenzo was telling you about, where I do my research. And the other is on sustainable development. So we have a strong research here on sustainable development. As you may imagine, these two elements, industrial district, new technology, and sustainable development are now merging. So although there were two independent research lines, are now converging. So we are doing, designers looking towards sustainable development. So this is just to give you an overview of what we have been doing here. So, I know that it's kind of a little bit fuzzy, but you may see this is the book of Richard Florida, The Rise of the Creative Class. I think you are familiar with this book. By the way, Richard Florida now is teaching in Montreal, if I'm not wrong. So it's Canadian as well right now. This book came out in 2002. And this was a turning point in a lot of research, because this book really brought into the world of economics, of business, the world of creativity. That was really related to a specific part of the knowledge, of the teaching, related to design, to the art school, not in the business school, not in the technological school, not in engineering school. So Florida has a very important role, because he brought this word, creativity, and with the word of creative class, so the new designers, the new creative people that are sustaining the economic development, and say this is the key elements for the future. So, reading that book, it was in 2002, we start focusing our research, that we were economists, we've been studying small and medium firms in this part of the country, in the northeast part, but in Italy as well. We have a very important survey that every year we survey 1,000 Italian firms, studying what they are doing from a business perspective, from a strategic perspective. So we have been studying, how our companies were going global, how they were coping with the global economy, how they were investing their money, R&D, new technology. So, and we start to focus our attention now, from 2002 and in the following years, on creativity. So we said, this is a very important thing. From an economic and a business point of view, that was not a very well developed element, although in the design school it was, of course, the focus as a key role. And that was very important for us, a book that really changed our research agenda. So, I will try to describe these pictures because they're not so clear. Just I would like to focus your attention on what is called the Made in Italy. You are in Italy, how many days there?
A couple of weeks.
A couple of weeks. So you are getting acquainted to what is called Made in Italy?
No, since we're here.
We've been here for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 more weeks to go.
Okay, so in a month, you have a clear idea of what Made in Italy is. You see piece of art, beautiful cities, designers, firms and companies. So yeah, it's kind of mixed. From a strictly economic point of view, what is called Made in Italy is essentially 4 big industries that are described as made in Italy. On your left, you have fashion, of course. Italian fashion is so well known all over the world, and a lot of big brands like Armani, Versace, Valentino, Dolce & Gabbana, and so on. So you know pretty well that fashion is very important. Of course, creative industry is also a very important economic industry, because behind that big brands there are a lot of small and medium firms that are working for that big brands, and they are locally rooted in several spots of Italy. The second element, I know that you have been in Milan, so you know pretty well, is of course, design, but it's a design that it was focused to furniture and to the house. So everything that stays in the house is part of what is called Italian design. So furniture, but also, all the elements for the kitchen, as an example. So even the bathroom, each and every piece of the house was designed by several different companies. Even the plug. Now there is a very important company in Italy. Its name is Ticino. It is probably the world leader in making plug. That plug you see over there, under the table is designed. So there is a huge part of the design that is spread all over the house. That is beyond just furniture, beyond that just lighting, just tables and chairs. That you visited, you had the presentation at the Compasso d'Oro Compasso, there are a lot of the awards were given to, of course, to the word of the house. And you know, behind the big designers and the big firm, there are a lot of small and medium firms producing different parts of all the elements that are needed to produce that kind of piece. The third big industry is food. I put wine, that probably is well known. And you know, this wine is a Prosecco, and probably you heard about Prosecco, something that is now acquiring some kind of popularity, even at its international level. It's kind of a competitor of the champagne. Of course, much more cheap than champagne, but it's nice. And it's produced not far from here. It's about 60 kilometers from here. This huge area where the Prosecco is produced. But anyhow, Prosecco, olive oil, you know, all the stuff that is known for being Italian, for pizza as well. At least this is international. But it's a very important element. And again, even the production here is locally rooted. So in different parts of the country, are different kind of food that is produced. And the fourth industry is mechanics. That is something probably that you are not so acquainted to. Because you see, this is the Vespa, you know, the scooter, you know, on very right of the screen. There are a lot of Italian companies that are specialized in small mechanics. Automotive industries, of course, you know, Ferrari, that's pretty well known, but also a lot of Italian brands that are now not Italian anymore, like Lamborghini, that is now of the Volkswagen group, but was the past Italian that is very close to Ferrari. You know the brand like Ducati, you know, the motorbike, and again, Ferrari, Lamborghini, and Ducati, they are very geographically connected. So they are all around Bologna, that is in the north center of Italy. It's an hour by train from Milan, you know, it's going south. If you go from Florence to Milan, you pass through Bologna. And around Bologna there is a very important district where there are mechanics is very well known. But there's a lot of mechanics that you don't see because it's not a final product, but it's sold as into business-to-business market. And we in Italy, our firm specializes in producing mechanics for all the other three industries. So we are now making world-class mechanics for producing textile, world-class mechanics for producing furniture, world-class mechanics for producing food. And now it's not by chance that we are exporting so much in China. You know, we're exporting a lot of mechanics specialized for producing tires, because we have the best mechanics, because we're close to the industry. So it's not mechanics in general, but specialized in industries related to what is called made in Italy. Why it's called made in Italy, by the way? Because you may have this in mind, because it was produced here. I use the word was, because you may say that something is changing even here, but was produced locally and sold all over the world. So we have a very important tradition of export. Especially until recently, we were an export-led country. So we exported around 35–40% of our GDP every year. So we're very well connected to the global markets.